Okay, hi everybody. Welcome to Wednesday, January 27th. This is ENG4U and 4U V3. There's a variation between the two courses. So 4U has a different Unit 1, 4U V3. The students here from 4U V3 are probably wrapping up Unit 1. You're moving on to poetry next. This ENG34U, for this particular group, we're just moving on with Gatsby. So for students that are new or students that are in different units, you can go back through the course and look up previous recordings. I'll show you where they are in a minute. I'll do a quick run through. The other thing we're doing today is about 3 presentations. Ada's doing 3 presentations today. So she's a superstar, as they say. She's going to be the main focus. And then I'm going to run some videos about Gatsby's chapter 5 and 6. One of those is an assessment of activity for those students. Ada's towards the end of the course, so she needs these presentations to get marks for her final mark book. The other thing that I mentioned, last week I mentioned the idea that the ISU, which is after Unit 4, will be about 30% of your marks. The school now is deliberating and making changes, maybe that so that the ISU is not that high. It'll be maybe 20%. I'm not sure. They're still working it out. And what they're thinking of doing is changing the other assignments to higher percentages. And I'll show you what I mean in a second. But basically, that's just the idea that because there's no final exam now for this course due to COVID, we can't administer exams because province-wide, no student is taking classes at the same time. Everybody's doing different things at different times because of what's going on in the world. So we have to reorganize what's happening with our final marks. So I will show you what that means in 1 second. For those of you that are new, Ada, just hang tight for about 5 minutes while I do a quick little review of everything. And then we can get cracking for the day. We should be done within the hour, as always. I don't usually do more than an hour lecture. And for anybody that's new, you can always contact me. I'm going to type my contact information in the chat box. I've been chatting with a lot of you, especially the ones that are trying to get finished. So my email for new students is in the chat box if you need to make contact with me about any assignments or tasks. If you, wait, let me just do that. If you have WeChat, you can also WeChat me for quick questions, you know, like I can't find something, or this test is not working, or this assignment is not opening for me, or whatever. You can also WeChat me at that user ID, ENG4U. And because if there are new students here, both Xiaolong and Juretti, after class today, if you want to hang around, I can do a quick little run through of everything. And that goes for anybody. Some students will come back after the class is over. I stay here for about 5 minutes, or they email me or WeChat me and say, are you still here? I'm usually around for about another half hour after class, just to see if anybody wants to talk about anything. So you can always come back and ask me a question because you know that I'm actually physically here. Okay, let me do a quick review of what I want you to be aware of. So just for the students that were here previously, let's hide all this stuff. I mentioned the mark book last week. This is what your final grade book looks like. Only activities listed here count towards your report card. You will find them in the course. They're written in orange. And for the new students, I'll show you where that is in a second. Down here is the new ePortfolio and ePortfolio presentation mark. Now, right now it's set at 30%, as I mentioned last week. That might change. There is no more final exam. That's been removed. So you have about 10 activities that you need to complete, plus an ISU or the ePortfolio. Now, having said that, this is where it might change, as I just mentioned. These marks here, these percentages, the school is deciding right now which ones they want to make higher. So that might mean that some of the I think the essays, none of the smaller activities, but the essays might be 20% or 15%, because we need to get to 100% rather than the 70 and the 30 here. We need to get to 100% total. So if these all end up being like 90 in total, so this becomes 90, and then this becomes 10 at the end, that's something the school might consider. I don't know, and I don't know what to tell you. It is kind of flexible and it's not direct, but we'll try to get you the best mark as possible. And this is going to take place for this whole year, for the whole year of 2021. All of your instructors and whatever you call them, professors or instructors, they're all going to go through the same situation with you, maths and sciences, I think, as well. I don't know. It's up to them. I only focus on English with Yorkville. So what I heard was all the classes, but I don't know. I've also heard some instructors are still giving tests. So I don't know. I can't tell you. Okay. And the other thing now, let me just run through it really quickly. For those of you who are just starting today, I'm just going to show you really quickly, and maybe Xiaolong and Juretti, you can come back after class or when I say goodbye to the recording, and to everybody that you come back later, and then we can hang around for 10 minutes and I can show you more. But right now, I just want to show you what you could be looking for. So when you get into the course, guys, you'll start at the start here. And this information at the top is fine. It's just related to the Ontario Ministry. I mentioned the idea, sorry, I forgot it's grade 12, that there's a list of activities at the start, and the ones that go on your report card, sorry, I said orange. In grade 12, it's the green ones. Sorry, grade 11 is orange, but it's these green ones that count towards your report card. All of them have to be done though, because you have to finish 110 hours by the end of this course in order to pass. But the ones in green count towards your report card, and they can be done twice, a maximum of 2 times. And students will contact me. Sometimes you might get lucky and you get like 80 and you leave it alone. Sometimes you might not get lucky, you'll get a 70 and you email me and say, can I try again? That's fine. You just have to let me know so I can check it for you, okay? All the units are here. People that are starting, you're starting with this first book, so you have to actually read this play, which is in the course. You don't have to buy any textbooks. You're starting with unit 1 here. Anyway, if you guys come back later, I'll tell you more about the course, but I just want to show you where the past recordings are. If you go to the news forum area, which is right here, and you click it, you will see a list of all the live sessions we've done since the beginning. October is the first one that I started recording way back when. Plus, I give you notes as well. A little hello message. I tell students, please don't use Spark Notes for your essays. But anyway, anything that says live session, if you click on it, say last week, you will see a link to last week's live recording. You'll see the password underneath the link because you need the password to get in. You'll see the other activities I talked about. So last week we talked about Gatsby. I shared the video. I also put the video in the message so you have it for your records or if you want to watch it. And then the Slido from last week in case you want to, I don't know. Usually Slidos are open for a week anyway. So if you want to just see what's going on with other people's past Slidos. But anything that's marked live session is a recording of the class. Okay. Now I'm going to come back to you and then I'm going to pass it over to Ada in a second. But are there any questions, anything you want me to cover after Ada's presentation and before I do any more discussions about Unit 3? Any questions? Xiaolong and Juretti, if you want to come, if you can stay past 5:30, well, it's 5:30 here in Toronto, but if you can stay after class, come back and I can walk you through a bit more. But anybody else, any questions or anything you want to ask right now? It's a good time. Ada, while we're waiting, if any for questions, maybe you can get set up. Do you know how to set up?
So I just need to share the screen, right?
Share the screen and upload your PPT and then start it, and then we can tell you if it's being displayed. Or do you have any audio you're playing? Are you playing any video clips or anything?
Nope.
Okay, then just upload your PPT.
Oh, and also I need to turn on the camera, right?
Yes,
Okay.
actually, everybody's camera should be on. How about that? We'll make it fair. Please turn on your webcam for the presentation at least, so you can, so Ada has some audience that you can look at, not just my funny face. If you have access to a webcam, please turn it on for Ada. Thank you. Hi.